Check it out, folks. My name's Shelby Vole. If you're watching this video right now, it's because I sent it to you or Dave Holling sent it to you. And you know who we are. And this will be an invite for you to join us on Saturday mornings, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, where we're going to actually sit around and it's open for anybody. We're not trying to build a giant community, but within the drone world, we know a lot of people, and we know a lot of you have a lot of information when it pertains to crypto. We're really in this, and we're all in. And we're trying to develop a network or a community where we can get together and share our information on Saturdays at 10 prior going into the week. Figured that'd be a kind of a good stopping point, even though crypto does trade during 24/7. So if you're seeing this message, it's because one of us sent it to you. We are going to have a YouTube channel. That way we can post it live for everyone to come and join in. We will also have a Skype call running or a group call. And, we'll have X amount of people on. We're going to try to keep I'm trying to keep the main group of guys that want to get in this on the calls. And the chat will be absolutely crucial for you to join us and give us your information. And I will have a phone line where you can call in and give us some more details. Now, I'm trying to keep this to a community of people that we actually know, which is the drone community. However, things spread on social media very quickly. Therefore, if you're seeing this, some rando, just go ahead and look us up. My name's Shelby Vole. I'm a professional drone pilot. Been for years. That's where my claim to fame is, I guess, if you want to call it. Dave, who you're going to see in this upcoming video, Holling is the founder of BBFPV, a giant community in drones, and that's where basically our backgrounds are, that we share common-wise. Plus, we're both veterans. I think he's U.S. Air Force, I'm U.S. Army. I'm 48 and he's 40, so there's our demo. But everybody's invited. This is literally for getting information to each other and trying to develop an internal network, if you will, of information. I'm not claiming to be an all-knowing at all, please, of knowing all about this stuff. Basically, I just seem to have a passion for it that I didn't know I had. And reading charts and all that nonsense that people think, I used to as well. I actually seem to like it. And Dave has got a lot of knowledge, and these other people I'm going to have in all these calls actually have a tremendous amount of knowledge as well, specifically in crypto. So spread the word and invite anybody you want. It's going to be Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we're trying to do it on regular. And this is literally just to get information and help each other out, make decent decisions when it comes to money. Because telling you folks, you don't have to believe me, and you can come back and tell me that you were right, but crypto is getting ready to blow up, and now's the time. It's one of those opportunities, and like I said, I'm 48. I've seen the .com boom. I saw the real estate boom and bust. I'm seeing crypto, but crypto is going to be a boom, and I don't think bust, but it's going to be, you're on the boom trend right now. So we want to share it out. We want to help each other out as best as we can. So stick around, watch this video right now that was recorded just a little while ago. I just hung up with Dave. In the future, it's going to be live. So this is just kind of like hey, this is our first run at it. Well, let's just chit chat. So you're going to kind of see me because I run a show and, on my other YouTube channel. And it's cold too, by the way. And so I try not to interview because this is literally just going to be about just, hey, what did you find out? What information do you have? Do you have anything you want to give to that's pertinent to your experience in Quest on your crypto journey, if you will? If that interests you, I hope it does. Make sure you hit the subscribe and you hit the bell notifications. That way, when we go live, it sends you a message. It's really easy, and we need you to participate because the more of us involved together as a community, as a team, the better we can make better decisions of going through this crazy market, which is crypto. So welcome, newbies to crypto. I think that's what we're going to call the channel, unless I hear something different from Dave. Nope, that's not him. That's one of my alerts on the old trade thing that I've got for watching these cryptos. So I think there's a lot of information. We really, really are just trying to help you all out. And, of course, ourselves too. We want to build our portfolios. We want to make them bigger. And looking for the future, right? Financially and fiscally sound. And right now, this is going on the premise that we're not going to be talking necessarily about traditional Wall Street stocks, bonds, S&Ps, and all that. We might get into that. These guys might have more info on that, and that's fine because I'm not the one to have any kind of real great knowledge on that. But some of these guys may, and they probably will bring it up from time to time. But the main focus here will be literally crypto and really trying to help all the newbies that are coming. I can see the waves. Like I saw the tsunami just get sucked. The water's going out, and it's going to come back a crushing. And that's basically all the people, right? I can see it just kind of like, oh, here it comes. It's coming because it's really going to happen. So stick around. Hopefully you enjoy this little conversation I have with Dave. It's about 45 minutes. And on Saturdays, I'm going to keep it to an hour and a half max. I'm not going really longer than that. I just want to keep it short, sweet, get the points. And it's kind of like a team-building exercise or a powwow, if you will, brainstorming, and then off we go. And then we'll see the results the following Saturday, and we'll just keep doing it that way. So that's pretty much it, okay? So we're not going to do a lot of fluff and editing and like I do other stuff. So cut and dry, it's all about information, baby. All right? So stick around, tune in, go get you some. And be careful if you're getting into crypto. Do your due diligence, get educated, do your research. Enjoy this one. I'm out. Use it because it runs 900. Yeah, I run Crossfire. Crossfire is the shit. There's nothing better than that.
I'm still flying easy UHF.
I did too, man. That's what I used forever. Shit, I remember buying it from fucking Tim at all the time. Like, I need this or I need another, a receiver and blah, blah, blah. And I always ordered from Tim. Ready me goes back to that, which is a great guy.
Yeah. Love it.
All right. Well, anyways, so
yeah, let's do this because
let's do this. We got shit to do. We'll talk all day. It sounds like we're fucking two Nancys here. So the bottom line is you were talking about money before, and we were talking about your situation. I unfortunately did not record your castle. I won't call it a McMansion, but it's a fucking castle, man. That thing's insane. How many square feet again? 8,000.
7401.
Sorry, 7401.
Yeah,
you don't want to embellish.
7401.
I know, right? Well, and you missed the whole backstory, but oh well. So, Dave, former military, and sitting high on the hog, and everybody's been talking about the crypto. It's starting to, at least in our industry, it's talking more and more. And we talked about the backstories a little bit. I wish I recorded all this stuff. I guess we did. But the long short of it is, in the drone world, we've been hearing this for a long time. At least for me, 2017 is when I really started hearing it. In 16, 17, really. And said if it ever came up again, that I would pay attention, like seriously pay attention. Because back then I was still thinking it was kind of a fad. It was going to kind of come and go. Was that your thought, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it took some time for people to really
grasp it.
Get behind it. Yeah, understand that.
Yeah, me too.
Hear that it's volatile, but they don't, people who do stocks, they're like, well, I would never fuck with crypto because, for whatever reason, X, Y, Z. And then all of a sudden, Bitcoin goes from like 4,000 to fucking 40,000. And people are like, mind blown.
We were talking about like drones being in the game early and how it pays off later. Is the fact that if you wanted to really establish a name for yourself in this industry, the time, I think, is past. Crypto, on the other hand, has not. And that's what is amazing to me and really opened my eyes. So the first thing that I did, well, like I said, when I first heard about it, I dabbled. And I first heard about it with big names in the drone industry. I told you we're at International. We're talking in the car. I won't say all the names. But everybody knows who these people are. And we were driving there and we were talking about it. So, again, I put a little bit in, made a little bit of money, and I got out. Because I didn't really understand it. I don't know, Dave, I'm imagining you probably did at that time. But I still was trying to understand the idea of a blockchain. And, there's no tangible asset. I was still stuck in the mindset of a tangible asset. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, I have $1. I physically have $1. But
being an IT guy, I dive into this stuff. I look at the white paper. I look at the sure things, and I think that those things, for like we were kind of talking about earlier, the old school mentality, buying and selling stocks and options and diversifying your funds, that stuff is not as relevant for this new technology, because that's really what it is. It's technology. I mean, I know guys. There's one guy I know in particular. He had 10 Bitcoins, spent $100 when it was $10 a piece, and he lost his password.
Dude.
Imagine now you had 10 Bitcoin. It's worth $41,000 as of today. You don't have that money anymore because you don't know what your fucking password is. Excuse my
Dude,
French.
I would be, I'd be beyond pissed. I'd be
Yeah.
beyond,
I mean,
and that's,
missed it. You feel like you just
but you
that's a
didn't.
bad
That's the
feeling.
point. That's why you and I have been talking. So I did my due diligence. I backed up my word. When it started to go up to like 20, I really started to pay attention. 4,000, I was paying attention. Then I
Sure.
started paying more attention. Like I said before, it was like 6 months, but there was personal reasons why I couldn't. I'm waiting on certain things to show up in order for me to move. What that was my limiting factor was the money to put in to do. Like I started to really understand what was going on here, and I don't know about you, Dave, but the biggest writing on the wall was once it made sense. Meaning, I understood about being centralized finance and decentralized financing.
Yeah.
So understanding the concept of how the current dollar and the money works, and how the institutions work together, how this dollar translates and works, like literally works. Once I grasped that concept too, it made even more sense. And versus crypto being decentralized, meaning it doesn't have a governing body over it, decentralized, and it's everybody's part of it. Everybody's kind of like their mini bank, in
So
essence. That's the way it grasps to me. Like everybody's just a little teeny part of the giant one bank. Where
that's the part I like. I
I
like
do
the
too.
decentralized, but then we have this pandemic takes off, right? Pandemic, and they say, hey, COVID-19. If you have physical cash, we don't want your money. We don't want your $20 bill that electronically. And I'm over here going, light bulbs going off. Let me go over here and look at Bitcoin, and let me look at my altcoins and see how that stuff is going. And like legitimately, there was a correlation to that where my stuff is taking off. Bitcoin is no longer $4,000.
No.
Bitcoin is in the 30s.
Yeah.
Bitcoin is in the $40,000.
It baffles me, man. Like, so when I started to study everything and get a grasp on the blockchain, and I'm not, claiming to be anything other than I'm not stupid, play dumb on these shows, but in real life behind the scenes, I try to exercise logic. And
Right.
I could see that once I understood it at a basic level, then it just clicked. I'm like, this literally will be the future. There is no coming back. Bitcoin is already gone to the moon. It's going to keep going to the moon. That's another point. It's going to keep going to the moon. But this is here, and this is happening. And then I started listening more and reading up on more and hearing. You start diving into the YouTube channels a little bit. And you start, doing like everybody else does. Google it, YouTube it, get in there, start finding out. And the more I started getting into it and weeding through the nonsense, the more I was starting to see the commonality or the common sayings or the common thing going on, the theme. And the theme is, this is happening whether you want it to or not.
Yep.
If you are the old school, which is me, when you and I were discussing prior to me starting to record, which was, you're 40, I'm 48. I feel like I'm literally the Generation X, is the last generation that is like 60% old school thought, maybe even 70%. And 30% new school thought of, like, when it comes to this finance, being Wall Street, stocks and bonds and all that, and S&P and crypto, decentralized. And your generation is a little more on the maybe almost 50-50, maybe even more towards crypto, I would say.
I would like to think that Zennials are smart enough to identify that crypto is taking off. Crypto is a thing.
Sometimes people have
to have a problem with it.
You guys are semi-questioning who you were.
Yeah, to a certain degree. Like, we're on the edge, but we're on the edge that makes sense, not
Right.
the edge that just demands you hand it over.
Right. So through all my independent research, and that's why you should be that. You should be a critical thinker in life. You should be exercising logic and educating yourself. Don't, that's what I believe in. Don't, if you're going to get educated by someone, you got to believe in that. Like, you believe this person is going to be telling me the right things and not the wrong things, and not swing my, you've got to figure that out, or anybody does. But through doing all this research, understanding that this really is the future was the push. Also with the stock market being, that was the nail in the coffin the other week, which was, now I really am like, why would I want to put my money into a market that is completely corrupt?
It's just ironic that Robinhood
I know.
Robin Hood.
Sheriff
all
of
the people,
Nottingham.
steal from the rich and give to the poor, but in this case, protect the rich, screw the poor.
Yeah, they literally did. And
Oh
you
my
can't
God.
try to spin it because he was talking to Elon Musk the other day. Elon was calling him out, and he was giving his happy ass excuse of why they limited Robinhood, stop the trading and all that. And that's bullshit. Once I started to weed through the bullshit about what they were trying to feed me,
Yeah.
then I was like, this is bullshit. You guys are just totally lying. I'm like, you cut it out because you knew you were screwed. These guys, the Reddit guys or whomever, figured out your recipe and just played the recipe to you. It served it to you. And
This
there's
is
no different.
manipulating the market. 100%.
Yeah, they literally
And they-
manipulated it.
In a roundabout way, they admit to saying, "Hey, we are manipulating the market to protect our butts, to protect our assets." And all the little guys over here going, "Hold on a second, we're on Robinhood because we're trading penny stocks. We're getting in on these things. And what do you mean you're gonna take from us?"
Yeah, you're limiting free market. I just a more thorough understanding. This is a capitalistic country. This is what we do. This is what it is. I know there's a million people that don't want it to be that way, I guess. But the reality is, it is. It still is. It's gonna be. It's not changing. It's not gonna happen.
Yep.
So once can weed that shit out too. There's a lot of people I just find you gotta just tune out because they'll just want to tell you no, or I don't know. Back to the original, which is the research, the understanding, finding out what was going on, paying attention to the market doing what it did, and cheating. I don't feel comfortable putting money in there. And so crypto is now even more of a thing to me. Like really wanting to understand it, and putting money in it now, and wanting to make sure, like good money in it, and wanting to make sure it's the right thing.
Yeah.
Am I doing it right? Am I thinking about it right? That's critical thinking.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. Because you got to make sure that when you're, where you're putting your money, you're diversifying your funds, and not everybody has thousands to spend. There were times where it was me where I'm like, I got an extra $20.
Right.
Let me put $20 at something, and I hope this turns into something.
And you'll be. I was shocked, to be honest, Dave, when I would throw down like a 20 or 100 max. Like that would be like.
And then you look at that Coinbase fee, and you're like, "What do you mean $3?
$3, right?
Like I only get $17."
But then what was crazy is like, then I'd be, I'd leave it alone, for a week or something, and I'd be like surfing my phone or whatever at work, and then or in the bathroom like everybody does, and then I'm like, oh, let me check the Coinbase thing. Oh, what the hell? It's like, what? What did that just do? I put $25. How the hell do I get 100?
I got $13,000.
Yeah, I would say it was there like that. But it would show up with like another couple $100, and I was like, okay, this is that was 2017. I'll never forget that. And I was like, okay, well, the next time it gets on there, and I'm going to pay attention to it. I'm really going, and that's where now you and I have been talking, and there's some other people that I want on this call too, and I think we're going to do that another time. I think like a weekly thing would be cool. Just us talk.
Hey, look, I'm down. I'm down because the good thing about talking crypto on a weekly basis means that we are in sync with each other, and we understand the market and our different perspectives, and we all come from different backgrounds, which makes us. Yeah, I tell the guys at my work this as well because I'm very much a team individual, team-based guy. We do more together. And
absolutely.
You bring your individual talents, your individual perspectives to the team, but when we talk about it, we talk it out, and everyone's like, "Okay, yeah, this makes sense, and here's the reasons it makes sense." There's 10 reasons from 5 different guys, or whatever the case may be. So,
and this is what's great with. I think it's a good idea because me and another guy here. That I fly with, and he's been with us for a number of years. He and I, the other week, were just sitting around. I'm like, we need to do this, like, sit down and get together. And because he said it. He's like, yeah, because we both have two different views of what's going on, and we can filter it out. You'll have one opinion, I'll have another, and we can, come to a different resolution or a different idea of what might be happening or whatever. And that's, he's right. And you're saying the same thing. And I think maybe we get 5 people on here on a given week. I'll run it, and we'll just record it, and then I'll post it later somewhere. Figure out where. I'll just figure out where. But just to get the word out. Just get the word out because the main thing I wanted to talk to you about is I wanted to give you my tips that I've found so far, the things that I've discovered so far doing all my research, what I know, and that's it. I think these calls would be that, a way to get information from common people, from just us, from each other, all of us, different walks of life.
FPV nerds.
Yeah, FPV dorks doing crypto, but the whole jump. So doing the research, and I know I'm kind of getting long-winded. I'm gonna get to the chase. Was I started to see a theme, then I started to see more of a theme, and the theme got thicker and more, meaning it's more of a reality. I can weed out bullshit. You know what I mean? And the theme is it's not going anywhere. The theme is it's getting bigger. The theme is it's going to get up to 150,000, is what they're saying.
Yeah.
I learned how to properly read charts and do projections, and I think most of them have actually happened. So the thing for you, Dave, I don't know how much research you've done in all this. I don't have a clue, so I'm just gonna tell you what.
So figure I'm a 3-year guy at this point.
Yeah.
Like I've stuck with it early on. I've watched it grow. I've diversified my funds that I have committed.
Right.
And the reality is, that term, hold on for dear life, hodl, that's been my mantra this whole time. Every time I've committed money to going into, any money that went to crypto, I had zero intention of ever pulling that out. And only recently have I got to the point where I started to actively engage and actively control where I was moving that money. Like this morning I moved money away from Bitcoin because Bitcoin was on a high, and I knew that I could capitalize on an altcoin for a temporary solution and then put it back into Bitcoin. So, ultimately I acknowledge that Bitcoin is the number one and Ethereum is the number two. And any money that I commit to these altcoins eventually is, it's going to piggyback on all of these, but eventually it's all going to go back into my main.
I'm going to say it one time so I can have it play over again, just so we're going to do that, is there is a lot of things in crypto. Crypto is just not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is one coin of a multitude of coins. These are coins, basically, I call them programs. You can figure it out, but you got to do your due diligence, as they say, and you need to go and get some research, get some understanding before you continue to watch these videos, because we're kind of going to be skipping over all of that.
And
explanation. We're just going to talk now with an understanding that these people, whoever's watching these, just comes to the understanding. We have an understanding that you're showing up because, one, you know who we are. Two, and you're staying around because you know about crypto enough to know the basics. And there you go. The rest of you are going to have to stop watching and go do your due diligence. And if you really want to know where, seriously, we see the future going for sure, and it's going to happen quickly.
And ignore the joke coins. Ignore
Doge and all that crap.
Coin,
yes.
The coins that were created as a joke to kind of mock Bitcoin and all that kind of stuff. Like as of late,
right? You gotta ignore that.
Yeah, ignore it. There was a little surge and a whole bunch of people that know nothing, not a shred of information about Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. They got involved and they're excited about it, and that's cool, because that only adds to what we already know. But at the same time, ignore the joke coins. Go with the source of information where people have committed this time years in advance prior to this happening. We understand it better.
Yeah.
And I think that I think that Shelby has a better understanding to some degree because he analyzes more than I do. But I will say that off of a $550 initial investment, I landed $6,000 just from sticking with it.
Right. And that's the thing, man. These payoffs, you got to get past, like you said, you got to get past the what's late. What's the term you want to use for these coins other than bullshit coins?
Altcoins.
Well, they're altcoins. So back to the original. Bitcoin is the big. Okay, it's always going to be the big. It's not changing. And there's a reason. Here's what really hit the hammer on the head for me, Dave, was once I started understanding, getting a little more knowledge, and now understanding that social media plays a huge part of this, and the mainstream media plays a huge part on how the markets totally react, both crypto and traditional. And so you just start listening to everybody and listening to everything that's going on and paying attention to the news. And the long short of it is, there was a meeting this week with major blue chip and Fortune 500 companies, the CEOs showing up to a place, meeting with the people, other people, I guess, I don't know who it was exactly, I'd have to find out the information on this one, but about crypto and how to integrate crypto into their atmosphere, to their ecosystem of products, selling, everything. So now you've got not only what you guys like you, Dave, for years have been invested in this and done what you've done, and other guys who've made money. It's coming to the main stage. Like, that was the light. Like, oh shit, this really is the real deal. This is going to happen. This is no fly by night kind of bullshit. This is for real staying here. It's going to be the new thing, and that's why I wanted to call you. I'm like, give strategies, like, because now I don't know if I want to put anything in the stock market. I don't know if I want to put anything in there.
I have money in the stocks, and I gotta say that
the returns are so shitty. The only thing.
And that's it. Like, we are so late to the game, where I feel like with this crypto thing, if you got into it 3 years ago, you were ahead of the game. If you get into it now, you're on par with the beginning stages, or you're close to the end stages of where this is going to go. Because, like we talked about earlier, that Bitcoin is projected to hit over 150,000. I have no doubt in my mind that's going to actually happen.
Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying. I see it on the videos, and I see it through the research. That's the thing. You got it. I don't know about you. When I get my mind on something, it's all or nothing.
Yeah,
it is all or nothing.
100%.
That's it. There's no gray area.
So you use that critical thinking, exactly what you're talking about. Critical thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at this. Let's look at the trends. I love trend analysis.
I do. I love trends.
And that's
I didn't even know.
Yeah, and that's it. I mean, I get on Coinbase because that's what I choose to use for my e-wallet. And I look, and I have the option to look at the click. Easy, 24 hours, 1 month, 1 year, all time. Let me see where this is going, and then I bounce that off of. I don't know if you know, like, Mark Cuban, great example. Mark Cuban, millionaire on Shark Tank. He's been making a ton of comments. This guy is investing in crypto in a huge way.
And that's my point, what I was saying. When I've realized that the social media, because Elon was posting about the Dogecoin, boom. I was in a private in this Discord group. This is when it really hit me. We were watching this is when AMC and all that stock was going on. The Doge was literally starting. It was still 0.02 cents. It was so low. And I was in a group with that guy, and I found this group through a YouTube channel, right? On crypto. I found his Discord, got in his Discord, thousands of people. Elon Musk showed up and posted in it.
Yeah.
I said, oh my God, go over here. Let's go to Doge. I'm like, let me see. And boom, it shot up. It literally shot up right in front of us. We're going, oh my God, this is a connection. Like, when these dudes, and I didn't realize it late to the game, but clicked. Like, when these guys speak, the thing's going to pop, and then it's going to dump, because I know what this crypto is, which is really nothing.
Yeah, and so I missed that because I was not set up on Robinhood. Anti-Robinhood, very anti-Robinhood.
Oh yeah, no way to go there.
Yeah, and Coinbase doesn't support it because Coinbase is kind of about the sure thing. They want the ones that are legitimate. They want the ones that have the most volatility versus reliability. And so, take a joke coin like Dogecoin.
Yeah,
it's a excuse my French. It's a joke coin. It was created to mock the big coins. But in this case, we have social media coming together, Reddit.
Right.
Let's boost GameStop. Let's take away from these hedge fund guys. Let's boost AMC. And oh, by the way, we love this joke coin that is like 8 cents.
It was 0.007. It wasn't even a penny. It wasn't even a fucking penny.
So, and then it boosts up, and all these guys get interested, and they're like, "Let's go for it. Let's do this." And hey, I commend the people that were able to ride that train, because you put money into that joke coin, you have to watch it like a hawk.
You do, man.
You're on your phone. You're refreshing
non-stop doing this.
Yeah, man. And finding your exit, because you don't know where the ceiling is.
You don't, man. There's no way on these, and that's when I started to. I was riding that train, and really, like, the past week and a half, I've done nothing but learn how to do trends, charts, read all this nonsense. I mean, my wife calls me when I get onto these, like, get hyper focused. She calls me Rain Man. You're like Rain Man. You will go to the nth degree, you figure it all out, and somehow you figure it out in 1/100th of the time. It's crazy. She goes, I wish I had that ability. And I'm like, you know what? It's kind of a pain in the ass, because my brain won't shut off. It wants to keep going, keep learning, keep sucking. Like, how much? It's like an internal struggle. I'm like, I really need to take a break now. But then my brain's like, no, we still need to keep learning more. Reading these charts and because of Doge, because I was like, man, this is just like crazy. Like, how the fuck are you gonna ride this out to any kind of investment? Because it's all, then I started really understanding the term pump and dump. I'm like, you're just pumping the shit out of this money, and some dipshit's gonna be screwed holding the bag. Like you're just screwing each other around. All you're doing, because George walked in and my buddy walked in, and we were second day hours in, right? And I'm like, man, you gotta watch this all damn day. And I'm like, at the end of the day, when I finally pulled out, I said, screw this. I said, George, you could, and he lost. I'm like, you could have just gone to the bank, taken the money out for me, and given it to me, and we've been done.
Yep.
We wouldn't even have to fuck with all this. I'm like, this is crazy. But we sparked the whole, I want to really get really into this shit now. Like, go all the way in. No fucking around. And yes, that's a joke coin. That's seriously just a joke coin.
I love it. I love it. I love the people that were able to dedicate their time to, sitting there and making sure that, guys like us, if we would have gotten into the Dogecoin thing, we knew already that it was temporary.
Yes.
This was a roller coaster.
Yeah.
This was the peak of the roller coaster, and that
Get
shit
the fuck off.
Get the fuck off. Pump and fucking dump.
Yeah,
absolutely,
that's all it is.
100%.
And what's funny, David, is it happened 2 more times.
Yeah, it did. And I feel bad.
I didn't get on it
for the guys. I saw so many posts that said, watch this shit hit $1, and I'm over here shaking my head like,
I believed in it at first. I believe it's like, come on, man, give me $1. I want $1.
I love the enthusiasm, but the numbers just don't add up. And when the numbers don't add up, you gotta find your exit point. Just
then, I didn't even know what the frick that was when I first got like, exit point. What the hell is it? I mean, it makes sense, I guess. Like, get out of it, pull my money. I want you to say, I need to figure out where I need to pull my money out, or put my money in. And I guess there's terms for that, which are the entrance and exit.
Yeah, and I knew 100%. I'm like, for anybody that gets involved in this, like, you need to be planning, because I had all kinds of guys got into it for the first time, never been into crypto. They got in, they established.
And stay with me now. If you made it this far, awesome. Most likely you're going to go ahead and hit the sub and the notification bell, and that'd be great, because the more the merrier. However, get ready. The rest of this video, for whatever reason, either Dave's video, I'll put me first. Either my setup was kicking some feedback, or Dave's setup was kicking feedback into the audio channel. So therefore, when you listen to the remaining portion of this, and it's a lot of good information, which really sucks, to be honest, that this happened. But you're going to hear some audio clipping, like it's a real teeny kind of noise. It's kind of annoying. However, it does fade out, and there's no way I can get in there and adjust the levels to reduce that and boost our audio and levels. So unfortunately, it is what it is. Please stick along and continue to watch the remainder of the video, because there is a lot of good information in there. And then going forward, we've tested this live setup hundreds and hundreds of times. So doing it live, I think, is going to be the key. And that's what Dave wants to do as well, and I think everybody else will too. We shouldn't run into that issue. But if you leave any comment you want, okay, whether you don't like this, you do like this, whatever it is, just make sure you leave a comment. So let me go ahead and get you back to the regular scheduled program, okay, and continue to watch this conversation that Dave and I had. And sorry for the audio, but in the future, we'll be fine, okay? All right, later.
Their accounts on Robinhood, and they're like, oh, I'm waiting for this to go to $1. And I'm over here, like, messaging them on the side, like, hey, dude, like, pull out quick, because you don't understand what's happening right now. Like, we got some background information. Like, this is not going to take off the way you think.
Yeah.
And now these guys are like, for the guys that punched out at 6 times their investment.
Yeah.
Cool. Did it right.
You got to.
The guys, the hodl guys,
Mm-hmm.
because with crypto, everybody says hodl. Hold on for dear life. For the hodl guys, if they didn't know any better to get out of that joke coin, get with the program, man. Get with the primary.
Yeah, this I think again, what I've also learned in this whole process of analyzing and the trending and all that stuff is learning there's a pattern in which to do it that I've found. Is you start with the day, right? Look at its day trend over a course of a year, and then you slowly dial in to eventually if you're going to day trade. Then you get down to the day and then you get to hours. So you can scalability wise. So what ends up happening, Dave, is I started seeing before I got in all these videos, I'm like, there's just naturally, I'm seeing these shapes forming. These lines are naturally forming on these graphs. I'm like, these all correlate. Like, this keeps happening. What the heck is going on? And then you can then I just started getting into it. I don't know. I have a knack for reading and seeing trends, and then I started understanding what a cup and handle is, and hi, sweetie, and all the terminology is what I'm learning now. Like how all these things, when you see this thing, this is what most likely is going to happen. You need to use these lines to measure. It's all that stuff. Like where no one else is really giving out that information on a layman's terms. And I wanted everyone else to know, like, hey, in this group chat and when we talk, that's what I'm doing. I'm literally plotting this stuff out, and I'm literally trying to find out where it's going on a daily, year, month, the whole time frame, from a year to a month to a week to a day, and that's about it. Unless I'm going to get into day trading, and I don't know if I want to do day trading right now, because that goes back to those fluffy coins that go up and then down and up and down.
It completely speaks to my whole mantra was always community building, always getting gratification when other people succeed. And I think that just you and I talking about this stuff, I mean, you've helped me out quite a bit just in the last couple of days, and I'm grateful for that, because like everybody needs a guide at some point. And having
you don't need all that money though. I could have taken all that money. I told you where to put it, and you turn around and make all the money, and I'm not making squat. No. I you remember the story? I didn't have the money right at the moment to put in. And I said to you, someone's got to have it, because I can't, unfortunately, in the bank, and what I was trying to get, the centralized banking system was screwing me over getting my money that I needed to do what I needed to do with it. That's when we really started talking. I'm like, hey, do this. I'm telling you, this is where you need to put it. And you turn around and made some good money off of it.
Yeah.
So it works.
A little bit. I mean, I bought in at Ave. Are we saying
Ave? It's actually, they pronounce it on, I guess the trending name is Ave.
Okay, so Ave.
Yeah, Ave.
So I put $2,000 in Ave when I had 600 invested already. So I feel like I'm on the up. Obviously, I pulled that out this morning when it started to trend downward. I bought it in at 500, which I think is a little bit high, based off the 420 it was the day before. Reality being, I transferred over. I transferred 100% of that over to Ethereum. Ethereum is only down 0.19%, sitting at 1712.52 right now, which I'm good with.
So here we'll cut to analysis, and we're going to skip all the intros, and I think everybody gets this. Now we're going to talk about the nitty gritty. So yeah, what I'm seeing currently on the market on my end, and pull it up, just so you know, I'm going to give you my tips. There's a few YouTube channels I suggest that you go to, Dave, and check them out. And you've been doing it for a while, but these guys, from my research, know their shit, know their stuff, and I can actually feel like I can, I can weed through it all, if that makes sense, because all of them are selling. I've got the, join my thing, and I'll teach you, blah, 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 blah. Now, you're getting their, what I'm telling you, Dave, is they provide a lot of free information that actually makes money. And like, man, all right, cool. You can just give away free money. I'm down. Sweet, I am down. So I will post that to you, Dave. I'm going to try to see if I can give you the name right off the top of the head, and I'll make this quick because I know your daughter's there. BitBoy. All right, BitBoy is a huge YouTuber, I think. He's one of number 2 on the trend for Bitcoin, I think. He's got 403,000 subs. BitBoy Crypto. So they have a big production. So they've got a little bit. He's got money. He's got a lot of time. His analysis. He also gives a lot of good news info for everything. So think of it like I don't know. It's just a well-produced show, and he does it daily. And then he'll add on little extra videos here and there. Here's my grunt guy. This is the way I would call him, like us, like a CSM, like Command Sergeant Major, something like that. Just got his ears on, he just knows. He makes the generals look good. Is this guy? Let's see. Here it is. Crypto. This is the best one. Crypto Revolution.
Okay.
So Crypto Revolution. This guy posts his projections. So always skip the first minute and a half, then watch the rest. He posts news, analysis, what's coming, what's the deals are being made behind the scenes. You never would. I don't have time to do all that research, Dave. I'm being serious. I don't have time to get into in depth like this guy's doing, right? So I'm getting like my news from him. I'm getting the news and what he thinks is trending, and he shows it. No BS. He literally will show it through his video, and then tell you about this article and that article. It's not polished. It's just rough and tough. And here you go. Everything he said, dude, has come freaking true. Like, holy hell, this guy's a freaking Nostradamus.
Sorry about that. Had a quick dump.
You must have enough fiber in your diet. If you had to take that quick of a dump, that means Metamucil's behind that poo.
Not that kind of dump, like the 3 beers before noon.
Oh, okay. That kind of dump, the pee dump.
Yeah, take a leak.
3 beers before noon, Jesus, dude. God. So those are the 2 main ones that I think I swear by it, and Dave, you're gonna find a lot of insight on there and what trends and what's happening, and you're gonna find out that's what I'm doing. So when he posts some stuff like that, I'm immediately looking at it. Like, I'm pulling it on my computer, and I'm watching this on the phone, and I'm like, okay, there it is.
So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this real quick before I let you go.
Mm-hmm.
So Ethereum is now up to 1,784 cents.
Okay.
Ethereum is the number 2 most heavily traded. We already know that. Number 1 is Bitcoin. Number 2 is Ethereum. All of the altcoins that we've been involved with, the Uniswap, the
Or dropping.
Aave, whatever,
right?
They are supporting Ethereum transactions on that blockchain.
Right.
So let's talk specifically about Ethereum for a couple minutes. What do you think?
So from what my research is, and I'm going to try to keep. I'm a coach, Dave, so I have a tendency to try to backtrack and teach. I'm not going to teach. I'm just going to tell you what I know. I'm going to keep these calls to that. So talking to you and I, this is like our weekly powwow of getting the analysis. What I'm finding out on the network, on the interwebs, is that Ethereum is going to going I guess not public, but I think it's the futures or something like that, where basically it's getting like tied into Wall Street, if you will, in a way. And so when this happened with Bitcoin, apparently something similar to this happened with Bitcoin in 2017 or something of that matter. When you can see it on the trend chart, the day that it happened, it started the drop of the Bitcoin's rally going up. So every single cycle, all these coins have a cycle. All these coins trend up and then trend down. They go up, they go. That's what I'm seeing. And these places that I told you to go to, they tell you all that and they show you. So I did the research and I looked, and yep, it's true, it's there. Bitcoin's on an upswing again, right? When you're looking at the chart on your yearly or monthly, whatever, the long term, you'll see that it's got this bowl effect going, right? When it has this bowl effect, that's when you want to catch it on the bottom of the bowl going back up, right? Riding the high. But eventually it's going to stop. It's going to have to right itself. It's testing a new high is what it's doing. It's testing the market and finding out the new high level. And what happens every single time is it drops down, and especially with cases of like going up in a public or in a trading, like a futures kind of thing. So Ethereum's going to drop. That's what they're projecting on Monday, because that's when effective on Monday. So Monday, I would look for Ethereum to drop, and so anything tied to Ethereum that's layered on top of that coin, which would be Aave, Uniswap, I project to go down. But here's the other thing. Got to add this too. Bitcoin is like the governance of the whole thing. What Bitcoin does reflects upon everything else. That's what I found out.
Goes up, all coins go down.
Yep. So if Bitcoin spikes, so now we're talking about Bitcoin again, right? So I'm sorry, I was talking about Ethereum. Ethereum's kind of been in this kind of semi-bowl. It's about ready wanting to go. But because of this trading thing that's going to be happening on Monday, it's going to drop. That's the theory. Mm-hmm. We got to wait and see. Hold through Monday. Just watch it on Monday, right? That's like if you got some money in there, watch. So the other thing to watch real quick is the Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up, okay, and it's testing highs again, it keeps bouncing and hitting that what do they call that? The resistance level, the top part, the ceiling. Every time it pokes that, it's got to come back down and retest it again. And So in other words, on its long term, it's on this upswing, right, in that big, huge parabola. Now it keeps poking that high again. If it pokes through again, these guys are saying that it's going to go way up. Like, it's going to go way, like up to 50K. It's going to go up to 50K on this next spike if it continues to poke through. Otherwise, it's supposed to, they think, it's got a high probability of dropping down. It drops down. Okay, so my point is this. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go down in price. And the inverse happens, or the reverse. So if Bitcoin goes down, altcoins go up. So now it's kind of like you're in this fluctuating zone when you zoom in to daily and weekly and stuff, and opposed to monthly and yearly. It's just kind of like an up and down pattern. It's they're both kind of fighting back and forth, if that makes sense. If you look at it on a chart, that's literally what they're doing. And it's like but it's enough swings to make good money. Like, you can make a lot of good money. Like, but you're really betting. I find that the closer in on time that you start hedging your money, putting your money here and putting your money there, the more volatile it is. Yeah. But if you look back on a bigger picture,
I'm nervous right now. When I click on my, I'm so dumb. When I click on my Ethereum wallet, I've got close to 12 grand, $11,845 in Ethereum.
That's outstanding. But that's
a
lot of money.
I took that out of Bitcoin this morning. Bitcoin was on a high. I said, let me cash out while it's on a high. I will move to something else, which ended up being Aave, whatever. And then we dipped out of Aave, and I said, let me put this money in a coin that is more reliable. And the most reliable coins are Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Maybe I should pull up the charts for the next time we do this so I can show you and share it. Because I want to share this on top of what you're saying. So it makes it clear for everybody else that starts joining this call in the future. Get the trade. What is it called again? Did I send you a link to that?
Oh.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna pull up the name. It's the app that I use. That you use it on your phone. You can use it on your laptop. You pay for it monthly if you want, or you pay a year. Daddy Warbucks, you can pay for a year easy. Hold on, I'm trying to find the app. Trading View. Trading View is awesome. Dave, I don't know if you can see this, but look, that's on my phone. I can make it do pretty much anything I want. Like, I can have all the details.
Trading, I'll do it right now.
Yeah, Trading View. You can get it. You can buy yearly, or you can do monthly. It's gonna be cheaper if you do it by the year.
Trading View.
Yeah. Now, it's just a viewing platform. It's not a trading platform. So if you want to trade, you got to be in Coinbase. And here's what I use. And I found out. I've used Coinbase for years. They charge a little bit. Everything has a fee. That's what I just don't like. I need to find a cheaper fee. BitBuy, I've heard, is a good place to go on these channels that I've been listening to. BitBuy, B-I-T-B-Y, I think it is. I use Bittrex. Now, but apparently Bittrex is with the Chinese government, so I'm trying to get money out of that thing. So, you got to be mindful.
Get out.
Oh,
smoke.
Yeah. The thing about it is that guy that I told, that bit guy, whatever it was, the first one I told you, that big YouTuber, he talks about what was very interesting in his channel, but it's called the F2 pool. Basically, all the people that are farming Bitcoin, he broke it into a chart. F2 pool is owned by the Chinese. Okay. F2 pool owns like 40% of Bitcoin. They've mined 40, so they have a big part of the pie. And his projection is he's worried about it becoming more of a centralized. So he's keeping. That's how cool his information is. He keeps you current. It's like getting your daily news information, if you will, of what's going on, and then his perspective on it. So be mindful of that. Just something to be in the back of your mind, because we don't want that. That's a definite no-no. But Trading View, I think it's how I found it from him, but you can't trading thing. You'd have to use another platform. So this is good to carry around during the day, watch what's going on if you're daily. And that's the other thing I wanted to say is, I don't know how much daily, what I'm going to be. I have to figure out on here, which I'm doing. It sets alarms for you, and I tested it yesterday at great length. Setting the alarms. So I put in basically a line that if this certain coin, huh?
Breaking up.
Good. No.
Audio quality.
My link quality, yours. You must have very bad quality. That's subpar dial-up.
All I got is the kid going.
Oh, it could be her audio kicking your audio. and then it will cut off. Yeah, I hear her fine. It's function you hear me.
Yeah, you're coming through broken.
TradingView sends you alarms if you catch that. It'll send you via text. So if you have it set for anything, and you can put in anything that you want. Hey, if it hits, I'm just throwing numbers. This coin, Aave hits 500. It crosses the line. You set that alarm, that line. It will send you a text on your phone, and you can type in whatever you want. And I put in like Aave's crossing 500, or Aave's going up, or sell Aave. I had those in there, and I waited for it to happen, and I sold. And I, made a little bit of money, not a lot, but I'm testing with my own money all these features to see how reliable it really works. Like what can we all use, what you can use, basically what I can recommend to you to use. Trade America seems right now, currently, I love it. It's just so in depth as far as you can add all kinds of stuff.
Audio is it's getting bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we tried. Let me see.
It's all good, man. Hey, look, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're gonna go ahead and go.
I'm gonna.
You're good.
No,
I can sell. Yeah.
But hey, let's do this. Let's do this every week, man. I really appreciate your insight. I love to collaborate and kind of figure out.
Let's do. What do you want to do? Want to do Saturday mornings?
Yeah, that works. That works really good.
Some actually. Early in the day. It'd be getting ready. It's the end of the week. It's getting ready for the next week. I mean, crypto's 24/7, but it seems to have trends on the weekends too. So
yeah,
I'm thinking Saturday morning, like 10 o'clock, something like that. 10 o'clock, so we're not killing the day. We get up early.
For me, I'm up early anyway. It doesn't matter.
All right, cool. Let's shoot for 10 o'clock next Saturday, and I'll spread the word. You spread the word. The more, the merrier. Send it out on all your platforms. I'll send it out on mine, and we'll let them know that, hey, the video's coming out of this talk. And then, I don't know, do we want to do a live and a recording, or just a recording and then I re-edit it?
I'm all about the live, because we may get people that join that need to want to ask questions. I'm all about that.
All right, and so I know, and I'm going to try to wrap it up so I can get all this info, since you and I both build communities. So we need a live channel. So I'm going to have to develop a YouTube channel, and then we'll live on that. Is that the idea? And go from there. Figure out a name. Figure out something. Yep. We'll start sending it out and see if we can't, because we have a tremendous pool of information here. I think we can get these people on board, even if it's just for us. Like, I don't give a crap if it grows to anything other than the fact that we just have a pool of people in which we can get a group of knowledge off of, whether they are on the call or in the chat. You know what I mean? I don't care if it only has 50 people in it, or 15 or 15,000. I don't care. I only care about one thing, is that the people that do come in here, help each other out, and we all are making some money, because this is changing, and it's going to happen quick. I don't know, and I wanted to add this so I can tie it in the video.
Sounds good to me, man. Let's plan for.
Go ahead.
Let's plan for Saturdays, and kind of go over everything we learned throughout the week, and then I'm all about it, man. I'll put it out there. Yeah, got my number one cheerleader right here, Viola.
All right, man. Cool. 10 o'clock Saturdays. Between now and then, come up with a name, and then I will make the channel. More hand signals.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you later.
See you later on. Thanks again.
Yep. Bye-bye.